Good morning, students. I feel that you are well and good, staying at home, you are very safe and enjoying these virtual classes. So, in class 11, we discussed the first class is the second class of class 11. In the first class, I discussed about the English syllabus, that what you are going to read this year, and I also told the story in a nutshell, the story of the summer of the beautiful white horse, that I had completed that first class. Now this should be the second class, class 11 English, and in this class, as we generally do in classroom situation, I feel you people know those and who have come from other schools also, they also, I'm telling to them also that in our classroom situation, in our class, actually I always tell the story in a nutshell, and then we go for reading between the lines and explanation. So today in this class, I will read the lines and I will read between the lines and I will explain the text. Okay, and I feel you will understand what we will discuss today, what I am going to read today, or what I am going to explain today, and if you have any question, then you may ask questions also. Now, Phil, this is the first chapter of Snapshot. As I told you that you are having two books, Snapshots and Hornbills. So this is the first chapter, The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse, written by William Savin, as I have written. William Savin was an Armenian novelist, and he was a renowned Armenian novelist, William Savin here. And the Summer of the Beautiful White Horse, probably a part of his autobiography as well. Now, in the story, in the first class, I had told the story in nutshell, so I feel that you remembered the story, that story about our narrator Aram and his cousin brother Murad. Today we are going to read the story in detail. Now, this is a pre-reading. I feel that when you are just watching this video, just keep the textbook in front of you, it will be more understandable to you. This story is about two poor Armenian boys who belong to a tribe whose hallmarks are trust and honesty. I told in my introductory class that they belong to Armenian tribe, Ganguly, the name of the tribe, and they were very poor, but still this is their salient feature, that they are very honest. They are out and out honest and trustworthy tribe it was. They all belong to. Now let's start. One day, back there in the good old days, when I was 9 and the world was full of every imaginable kind of magnificence, and the life was still a delightful and mysterious dream, my cousin Murad, who was considered crazy by everybody who knew him except me, came to my house at 4 in the morning and woke me up, tapping on the window of my room. This is the first sentence that I have just read, that our narrator is telling that one good day, as if our narrator has gone to throughout its alone. Actually, he went alone his memory lane, and he was telling that it was when he was just 9 years old and the world was full of every imaginable kind of magnificence. Yes, when you feel that when he was also in the age of 8 or 9, that this type of age, all the boys or girls, they are having their own imaginative world. They always live in this imaginative world, and imaginative world is always magnificent. And life was still a delightful, yes, age of 9 years old, 8-9 years, it's delightful, not so much pressure. At least no pressure was there, and it was full of mysterious dreams and all these. So in that time, just early in the morning, it's 4 dawn time, early in the morning, that our narrator was telling, was going to tell the story, that his cousin brother Murad, that he has come at 4 in the morning and woke me up, tapping on the window of my room when our narrator was sleeping. Narrator's name is Aram. When he was sleeping, he just heard that somebody was tapping the window, and he saw it was Murad, his cousin. Aram, he said. Murad came and he is calling, Aram. I jumped out of bed and looked out of the window. Our narrator immediately jumped up his bed and looked through the window. I couldn't believe what I saw. Our narrator saw that what he actually saw in front through the window, outside of the window. He could not believe his eyes. It wasn't morning yet, but it was summer, and with daybreak, not many minutes around the corner of the world, it was light enough for me to know I wasn't dreaming. How many of you is having the experience of getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning? It's very tough, I know. It's very tough getting 4 o'clock. But still, it's our nature is telling that as it is 4 o'clock in the morning, so it's not bright, and it's daybreak. Here daybreak means the starting of the day. It's not so bright, and but the scenario, the scene that he had seen outside the window, he thought that he was dreaming. My cousin Murad was sitting on a beautiful white horse. This is the unbelievable, incredible sight that our narrator had seen through the window, that his cousin Murad was sitting on a beautiful white horse. Why it is incredible? Let us discuss. I stuck my head out of the window and rubbed my eyes. He just stuck his head out of the window and rubbed his eyes, because he could not believe what he was watching outside the window. Yes, he said in Armenian, it's a horse. You are not dreaming. Make it quick if you want to ride. And Murad also realized that Aram, after watching that he was riding on a horse, Murad also realized that Aram could not believe this scene. So he immediately told, yes, you are not dreaming, and if you want to ride, be quick. I knew my cousin Murad enjoyed being alive more than anybody else who had ever fallen into the world by mistake, but this was more than even I could believe. Our narrator is telling, yes, what's the meaning of these words? That I knew my cousin Murad enjoyed being alive more than anybody else who had fallen into this world by mistake. Why the narrator is told like this? Because our narrator told that the people who are living, they are living with extreme probity, and as if our narrator is telling that the people had come here by mistake, because nobody wants to live through this extreme probity, and all the people are living with these difficulties. But our narrator is telling that Murad is such a person that who always want to enjoy his life amidst this poverty. But the scene our narrator was watching, it was also, our narrator was not ready to believe. In the first place, my earliest memories had been memories of horses, and my first longings had been longings to ride. Our narrator is telling that now when he is writing, he is grown up enough, so he is telling that about my childhood, as I told that he is going down his memory lane. So he was telling that in my childhood I had the memories of horse, first memories of horse, and first longing means desire. He had a strong desire of riding horse as well. This was the beautiful part. And yes, this is the beautiful part, that he is telling that he could remember two things very clearly about his childhood. One, that he had lots of desire, lots of longings to ride a horse. And second, in the second place, we were poor. So these two things were very visible, was very, very clear in his mind when he was grown up. This was the part that wouldn't permit me to believe what I saw, and he is making it very clear that what I am watching outside the window, that my cousin brother Murad was riding a beautiful horse, and I knew that how poor we are. So actually, as for a poor person, it's incredible to buy such a beautiful white horse, and that is the reason that he could not believe that what he had seen. We were poor. We had no money. Our whole tribe was poverty stricken. That is giving the description of their tribe. Every branch of the Ganguly family was living in the most amazing and comical poverty in the world. Why comical? Why poverty can be amazing and comical? Here, amazing and poverty means as if our narrator is telling that this is incredible to others. The status of the economic status, as if it's incredible. This is unbelievable. People cannot think that how much they were poor. Nobody could understand where we ever got money enough to keep us with food in our bellies. Not even the old men of the family keep food on our bellies. Why narrator is told like this? He didn't tell that we do not know where from we will get food. He told that we should give something to our bellies, means they don't have any choice of food. They did not have the provision of taking choice of food. We people make choice that I want to take this is my favorite, this, that food I do not take. But for them, for their condition, they don't have any choice of food. Whatever they would get as food, they had to give to the bellies. And our naturalist is telling that they were not sure where from they would get the food to give it to their bellies. Not even the old men of the family. Why old men? Because we know that who are the old men and the children and the old men, they have been taken more care than the other members of the family, isn't it? So I feel you will all be agreed with me that on a day of fasting, if everybody is keeping this or doing this, showing this fasting, everybody is showing this fasting, then still the children and the old people, they have been given food. Okay, so here our naturalist is telling that we don't know where from we will collect food to give to our belly, and even for the old men, because old men are supposed to be taken more care of. Most important of all, though, we were famous for our honesty. Yes, we had been famous for our honesty for something like 11 centuries, even when we had been the wealthiest families in what we liked to think was the world. Naturalist is telling that in the 11th century, this Ganguly family was very rich, and then also they were very honest. This century, when our naturalist is writing this story, there also they became most poor tribe, but still they are honest. There is no deviation in their honesty. We are proud first, honest next, and after that we believed in right and wrong. Though they were very poor, but this is their salient feature of these people belonging to the Ganguly family. They were out and out honest, and they always choose that this is wrong, this is right. Because we know that sometimes people do some illegal work, sometimes people do some wrong work because their condition forced them to do. But our naturalist is telling, yes, their condition was just comical and amazing poverty they were living in, but still they always had chosen that what is wrong and what is right. None of us would take advantage of anybody in the world, let alone steal. He is telling that yes, we know that they always take pride on their honesty, and he is telling that none of them, not a single member of Ganguly family, they are not ready to take at least help from others. Let alone steal. Let alone means far away. Stealing, or thinking of stealing, is far away from this. Consequently, even though I could see the horse so magnificent, even though I could smell it so lovely, even though I could hear it breathing so exciting, I couldn't believe the horse had anything to do with my cousin Murad, or with me, or with any of the other members of our family, asleep or awake, because I knew my cousin Murad couldn't have brought the horse, and if he couldn't have brought it, he must have stolen it, and I refused to believe he had stolen it. This is another sentence. A naturalist has written a long sentence here. See, that even though I could see the horse so magnificent, even though I could smell it so lovely, even though I could hear it breathing so exciting. Our naturalist, and why a naturalist told like this? Because as I told that, a naturalist also told that as a child in his childhood, that he had a strong desire of riding this horse and riding on a horse. And now he could see that as Murad is riding a horse, means there is ample opportunity that he is also going to ride the horse, means one of his desires is going to be fulfilled. And that is why he became very much excited. And because of excitement, he was telling that I could smell it, so I could hear it breathing, so exciting, I couldn't believe the horse. But at the same time, he was very much excited to see the horse, because as I told you that one of his strong desire of riding the horse is going to be fulfilled. But at the same time, he was much aware that the horse had anything to do with cousin Murad, or with me, or any one of the members of our family. He knew that Murad and or any member of our family, of their family, they don't have any connection with the horse. Asleep or awake. Why asleep? Because it's early morning, all the family members are sleeping, so they don't have any connection with the horse. Murad also should not have any connection with the horse, because I knew my cousin Murad couldn't have brought the horse. Yes, it is true. They don't know where from they will collect their food. So buying horse, it's far away. And if he couldn't have brought it, he must have stolen it. So what is the second option? If Murad, our narrator knew the economic status of Murad, because Murad also belonged to their same family, and they know that they belong to a extreme poverty, their poverty is stricken. So being a boy of this family, this is impossible, out and out impossible to buy such a beautiful white horse. So if Murad could not buy the horse, what should be the second option? He must have stolen it. And there is also a problem, because their family is one of the most honest families, honest tribes. So how it is possible? And I refuse to believe he had stolen it. So our narrator is suffering from a dilemma, that what is actually the story, because Murad could not buy the horse. And this is very tough to believe that Murad had stolen the horse. No member of the Ganguly family could be a thief. This is the pride our narrator is showing on his, on his tribe. This is the pride. No member of the Ganguly family could be a thief. I stared first at my cousin and then at the horse. Stared means just looking fixedly. He was just looking fixedly to Murad and then at the horse. Actually, narrator was thinking, as if thinking aloud. Lots of things are going in his mind. There was a pious stillness and humor in each of them, which on the one hand delighted me and on the other frightened me. Question may come, why our narrator at the same time became delighted and frightened? I am telling the answer. Delighted means their long suppressed desire of riding the horse is going to be fulfilled in a few moments. This is the delight. And afraid. If it is true that Murad had stolen the horse, then it would be a catastrophe. It would be a great disaster to their fame of being honest. It would be a great harm to their fame of being honest. That is why he was frightened. Murad, I said, where did you steal this horse? Our narrator now asking this direct question to Murad. Where did you not get the horse? Where did you steal the horse? Because our narrator knew Murad could not buy this horse. Not only Murad, any members of the family. Leap out of the window, he said, if you want to ride. Murad actually did not pay any attention to this question. He just told to our narrator, he just instructed our narrator, if you want to ride, leap out of the window. It was true then. He had stolen the horse. There was no question about it. He had come to invite me to ride or not, as I chose. So our narrator, from these, from Murad's reply, Murad did not give any answer to his question. He told that if you ride the horse, be quick. At this, our narrator realized that it is true. Then he had actually stolen the horse. And if it's true, now he is telling that there is no question. And after stealing the horse, he had come to invite him, or narrator, to ride on the horse. Well, it seemed to me stealing a horse for a ride was not the same thing as stealing something else, such as money. Now, next part, narrator is giving, narrator is giving own explanations to himself. Now, it is true, narrator realized that Murad had stolen. Now, it would be, as I told, it would be a disaster. That how being a member of this Ganguly family, who are world famous, Murad could steal the horse. Now narrator is giving explanations, excuses to himself that this is not the stealing at all. Here it is. It seemed to me stealing a horse for a ride was not the same thing as stealing something else, such as money. For all I knew, maybe it wasn't stealing at all. He is telling, no, this is not stealing. This is not like stealing money. It was not stealing. If you were crazy about horses the way my cousin Murad and I were, it wasn't stealing. He is telling, no. We cannot consider the stealing of horses just like stealing of money or stealing of other things. Because if you are crazy, means if you are very much interested about anything, as they were on horses, as our narrator and Murad was, then they were very crazy. It wouldn't become stealing until we offered to sell the horse, which of course I knew we would never do. He is telling, no, this is not a stealing, because it would only be considered a stealing if we want to sell the horse and make a profit. Okay, then it would be a stealing. But we are not going to do this. If Murad had stolen, then also it would not be a stealing. Why? Because Murad had stolen only to satisfy the desire of riding the horse. Murad had stolen the horse not to sell it and make profit. If they had planned to sell the horse and make profit, then it would be a stealing. But that thing they are not going to do. They actually, Murad had taken the horse or stolen the horse only to satisfy their strong desire of riding the horse. So that is why it's not a stealing. Let me put on some clothes, I said. Then after thinking all this, Onat was satisfied. He got excuses. Now he told Murad, okay, let me put on dress. All right, he said, but hurry, he told, very quick. I leaped into my clothes. Leaped into my clothes means he just very hurriedly put on his clothes. I jumped down to the yard from the window and leaped up onto the horse behind my cousin Murad. Immediately our narrator came through the window because other family members are sleeping. So if he would come through the door, then there would be a possibility that they might wake up. Okay, so he just leaped through the window. That year we lived at the edge of town on Walnut Avenue. Behind our house was the country, vineyards, orchards, irrigation, ditches and country roads. Actually they were also just like nomadic communities. That is why our narrator is telling that year they were actually living in Walnut Avenue in California, USA. And behind their house it was country. Country means countryside, the village areas, vineyards, orchards. Orchards means where trees of fruits. So there irrigation, ditches. You know what is irrigation ditches, and country roads. In less than 3 minutes, we were on Olive Avenue. Just see, they were living at Walnut Avenue. In 3 minutes, they reached to Olive Avenue, or less than 3 minutes, they came to Olive Avenue. And then the horse began to trot. Trot means walk very slowly. So both of them riding on the horse, and it's a great enjoyment because their dream of riding horse came true. They were enjoying. The air was new and lovely to breathe. The feel of the horse running was wonderful. This is the expression of a person whose dream has been fulfilled. That air, the atmosphere was very, calm, cool and calm, very enjoyable. And the feel of horse running was wonderful. My cousin Murad, who was considered one of the craziest member of our family, began to sing. Now Murad, he was considered one of the crazy member of their family, started to sing out of this enjoyment. He began to roar. Our narrator is telling, no, this is not the singing. According to our narrator, as if he was roaring, a huge sound is coming. So, today, up to this, we have started reading between the text. I feel you have understood. In my next class, we will continue this part and I feel it will be more understandable. Till then, goodbye.